Welcome to Actual Scale Modelling. This is part 2 of Revell's Star Wars X34 Landspeeder. Scale is 1 to 14. So in part 2 I'm going to be starting the build. I'll be initially mixing some paint before going on to the build itself. So let's jump into this and see how well I get on. So to begin with, I've got some paints to mix up. There's 4 in total, each with various mixes, but majority of the same colour, just different tones. And I'm going to be using these little pots that come with the kit to mix them up. And it's quite simple how I do it. I just do it by eye. I don't use any measuring tools for it. Once I mix them up, I'll just take a little bit out of the paint and then add my colour in. So if it's 50-50, obviously I'll take half out. If it's 10% like this one, I'll just take a little bit out, then add a little bit until I'm happy with the tone. And once I've mixed them all, then I'll just label them to the number that's related to on the kit. So letters from A, H, I, and things like that. But I'll also write in the mix as well. So if it's 35 flesh, I'll put 35 90%. And if it's purple red, I'll put 331 10%. So onto the build, and I'm painting the seats first with 302 Silk Black Revell aqua colour, and this will be all over initially. And it's the same colour for the steering wheel and column. For the dashboard, it's my first colour mix. So it's Revell aqua colour 35 flesh, and that's 50%. And then it's Revell aqua colour 331 purple red, and of course that's 50% also. And it's the same colour for the interior of the speeder. This colour is laying down really nicely, I think. Next I'm using Revell aqua colour 09 anthracite, and this is for all the raised areas within the cockpit or Landspeeder. There's not that many details inside it, only a few areas that need to be painted. And then I'm using Revell aqua colour 07 black gloss, and this is for the panel that you would look into. I was thinking about painting more detail on this panel, some sort of display type thing, but I couldn't decide what I wanted in it, so I just left it blank. There's 2 decals to go inside the area, and one of them, which I'm placing on here, is just below the instrument panels, and another one is where the control stick is on the centering column. So that's the central column one going in. I wasn't exactly sure of the proper location for these, so I just done it down from the control where the control stick is going to go, making sure I don't cover up any holes. Next I'm using Revell aqua colour 82 dark earth, and this is to weather the seats. So I'm just putting the bare minimum amount of pigment on the brush, I'm placing it on, wiping away the excess, and I'm just throwing my brush over the blackened area. And because it's only a light brown, it's going to give it that wear and tear look. If you do this, just judge it by eye. If you feel like you should stop, then stop. Try not to do too much. I'm also doing the same with the 90 silver Revell aqua colour on the hard edges around the seat, and anywhere with a bit of metal may actually be coming through the frame of the seat and back plate. Again, that just gives it a more natural feel to it, but the key is not to do it too much. You only want the barest minimum showing. And then I'll use the paint mix once more, the same one I used for the inside of the cockpit, to paint the back plates of the seat and surrounding furniture. Once the steering is dry, I'm using 91 steel Revell aqua colour to highlight areas around the steering wheel. And I'm using the same weathering technique inside before I put anything in to dirty up, and just making it look worn and used. So again, it's up to the builder how much they want to do here. You can go down the really heavy route. Of course, you can leave it and have the crisp look if you wish. all depends what you want to do with it. I'm sort of looking for a midway point, not too weathered, but not too clean. It's now time to start assembly. So first of all, I'm putting in the control stick. This is just a little thing. It goes right in the middle there. There's no detail to it whatsoever. Next is the steering wheel. That goes on before you put these paneling in. The hole for this is in a specific way that it can only go in one way, so it's not difficult to judge the angle of the actual steering wheel. I did have to hold it for a little while just to make sure it was set before it was time to place in the seats. These fitted in beautifully. I had to press down quite firmly to get them to sit in the housing. The location points are a bit tight for it, but that's better than being too loose. And then the steering column and panel. There's 2 location points this fits into. Like with the seats, I didn't have any issues fitting these. A little bit awkward shape perhaps to get it in first time, but just a tiny bit of manoeuvring did get the unit to fit. It's a good idea at this point just to take a figure and place it in, making sure it's going to fit and the steering wheel is actually in the proper position. It was, but as I said, it's a good idea just to dry fit these things and test. Next to go on is the top part of the paneling where the displays are. This fits nicely on top once more. So far the quality of the fit of this kit has been superb. And that's all it's really needed for the cockpit area. So not a lot really to go into, but it's good enough. So before I put this in, and I'm just going to be weathering, marking it up with Revell Aquila 90 Silver. Instead of the brown this time, I want a lighter look than inside the cockpit. So I mean, there's a little tip for you. When you're doing weathering like this, don't stick to one colour. If you look at something that's got rusted or pot marks or anything like that, you'll see different colours come out. So anyway, it's on to the figures, and first of all it's C3PO, and I'm painting this in Revell Aquila 94 Gold, and this is the base colour all the way through on this figure. And because it only has one main base colour, I don't have to worry so much about finesse, as long as the paint is going on evenly and I'm not leaving any thicknesses, patches to the paint, and then yeah, you can do this part really quickly. Now it's on to Luke Skywalker, and the base colour is 05 White Revell Aqua colour, but this colour is mostly for his tunic. And once they're painted, I'll leave them to the side for a little while to make sure they're properly dried before going on to the next stage. And actually, this is where I think I'll leave part 2. It's a good stopping point. So if you haven't done so already, why don't you check out the channel for my other videos. If you subscribe to the channel, and please do so, hit that notification bell. That way you'll be kept up to date not only with this channel, with this video, but with all my other videos as well in the future. Hit that like button, don't be afraid to leave a comment, and of course you can share the video. But for now, thank you all very much for watching. Bye bye.